Good morning, students. Already we have learned two lessons, that is reproduction in organisms and human reproduction. Today we are going to start the third lesson, reproductive health. In that we are going to learn a few topics, importance of sex education and reproductive health, amniocentesis and its statutory ban, social impact of sex ratio, female feticide and infanticide, population explosion and birth control, medical termination of pregnancy. So to begin with, we should know what is reproductive health. It represents a society with people having physically and functionally normal reproductive organs. So we can say the people who have physically and functionally normal reproductive organs, they are said to be reproductively healthy. So why reproductive health is important is only healthy people can give healthier babies so that they can contribute more to the society and community. So if the people are not reproductively healthy, the offsprings or the young ones born will not be healthier, so that there may be certain consequences in the society and community. So what is the need for reproductive health? What are the problems and strategies? First one, we know that India is a highly populated country and the second largest populated country in the world. So India initiated family planning program since 1951. So this program is popularly named as Reproductive and Child Health Care, that is RCH. This RCH has taken major task. That is, what are those tasks is first one, creating awareness and providing medical assistance. Creating awareness and providing medical assistance to build a healthy society. Next one, introducing sex education in schools. What is the need of introducing sex education is to provide information about adolescence and adolescent related changes. Next one, educating the couples and those in the marriageable age groups. What is the need of educating those couples is they should know about the birth control methods and the family planning norms. Next, awareness about care for pregnant women. So creating awareness among the pregnant women is very, very important because they should know the postnatal care of mother and child. So what are the important care that should be given to the postnatal period of mother and the child, and what are the importance of breastfeeding, that should also be known. Next, encouraging and supporting governmental and non-governmental agencies. So they helping them to identify new methods and also to improve the existing method of birth control. For that, we should encourage and support governmental as well as non-governmental agencies. Next one, or if you see in India, it has in India there are many national level programs that is started by the government of India, that is healthcare programs. The first one is massive child immunization. So giving immunization to the children in a massive level. Next one, nutritional food to the pregnant women. Next, Janani Suraksha Yojana. So we should know what is Janani Suraksha Yojana. This is implemented for reducing maternal and neonatal mortality, that is to reduce the death rate of mother and the fetus. Next one is Janani Sishu Suraksha Karyakram. Janani Sishu Suraksha Karyakram is this is an initiative that is taken for the all pregnant women, those who are delivering in public health institution. They'll have absolutely free and no expense delivery, including cesarean section also. Next one is RMNCH plus A approach. So this is what it is an integrated approach for reproductive, maternal, then neonatal, that is newborn, child and adolescent health. Next one is Pradhan Mantri Surakshit Matritva Abhiyan. This is antenatal care service where every pregnant woman receives at least one checkup in the second or third trimester of pregnancy. So these are all the health care programs. Next one is amniocentesis and its statutory ban. What is the meaning of the word statutory ban is illegally or you can consider amniocentesis as illegal or legally it is banned. So, we should know what is amniocentesis. It is a prenatal technique used to detect any chromosomal abnormalities in the fetus. So, actually this amniocentesis is done to find out if the fetus has any chromosomal abnormality, and after detecting that, that is after finding any chromosomal abnormality, the child can be aborted. Even if it is born, if it will not be able to survive properly. So, for that purpose amniocentesis is a technique, that is technique is used. But what happened is now it is misused. So, why it is misused is to determine the sex of the fetus, and so chance of female feticide. So, there is a statutory ban is imposed. So, what happens is how they determine the sex is, here you can see in this picture, after the ultrasound scanning from the babies, that is amniotic fluid from the baby is taken. This amniotic fluid is centrifuged and it is cultured, and then the DNA and the chromosome analysis is done. So, when they do the chromosome analysis, you can easily detect whether the child is male or female. So, with this what they do is they find out the sex of the child, and they what is that is female feticide is done. So, because of that there is a statutory ban. Why female population is decreasing at an alarming rate? It is because one is small family norms, second one the skewed choice for female child. So, one is because of the small family norms, that is nowadays we know that parent plus 1 or 2 children. So, again second thing is wanting of only male child. So, these are all the reasons why the female population is decreasing at an alarming rate. So, what are the social impact? So, we are going to see social impact of sex ratio, female feticide and infanticide. So, what is sex ratio? It is the ratio of male is to female in a population. So, if you take a population, how much of male is present, how much of female is present. So, male is to female in a population, that is what is sex ratio. Now, if you see within this decade, that is 10 years, if you see the female ratio is decreasing, that is 927 to 919 for every 1000 males. What is the reason for this decreases? As I told you before, that is because of gender discrimination. Gender discrimination means whether it is a male or female. So, after knowing it is a female, the female feticide and infanticide is done. So, what is feticide? What is the difference between feticide and infanticide? This is a 2-mark question. Feticide is aborting the baby in the mother's womb after knowing it is a female fetus. Second one, infanticide, is killing the baby after birth. In recent times you must have heard in the television news about the infanticide, killing the female babies. So, feticide is aborting in the mother's womb, infanticide is killing after birth. So, aborting in the mother's womb, that is feticide, can be done only after knowing whether it is male or female by amniocentesis method. So, what is the result is there will be an imbalance in sex ratio. So, the ratio of male increases whereas that of female decreases. So, what is the solution for this is only the attitude change. So, what attitude should be changed is whether the child is male or female, that should not be a problem at all. So, whatever the fetus is, whatever the baby is, that should be accepted. So, that attitude change is very important. That is the solution to bring back the ratio of female. So, next one, UNDP's GIA 2018. This is United Nations Developmental Program Gender Inequality Index. So, this reflected that India ranks 135th place out of 187 countries. That is it is due to availability of very few economic opportunities to women as compared to men. So, this is revealed that very few economic opportunities are given for women when compared to men. So, next one, what are the steps to prevent female feticide? So, the first one is PCPNDT Act, that is Preconception and Prenatal Diagnostic Technique Act 1934. that is to ban the identification of sex. So no one has the rights to know the sex of the baby before it is born. Next, POSCO Act, that is Prevention of Children from Sexual Offences. So sex abusement. Next one, changes in the criminal law. So the criminal law can be changed according to Justice Verma Committee 2013 for creating a safe and secure environment not only for female but for male babies also. Next one is population explosion and birth control. So population explosion and birth control, we all are very clear about the population explosion that occurs in India. So India is the second largely populated country. So the UN has reported that there is 1.2 billion people in India, and by around 2022 it is said that India is about to surpass China, that is overtake China in population. So what are the ways that can be taken to overcome this problem? Is first one is birth control measures, have smaller families, that is using contraceptive devices, then advertisements by the government, that is Namiruvar, Namakoruvar, such posters, then statutory rise of marriageable age, that is female 18 years and male 21 years. Incentives to couples, those who have small families. So couples with small families are given incentives. So these are the ways or the measures that are taken by the government to overcome the population explosion. Next one is birth control methods. So in birth control methods, first we should know what is birth control. Voluntary use of contraceptive procedures to prevent fertilization or prevent implantation of a fertilized egg in the uterus. That is, contraceptive procedures means to stop pregnancy or to prevent fertilization or prevent implantation. I think you all know these terms, fertilization, implantation of fertilized egg in the uterus. To stop these procedures, what are all the measures taken? That is what is called as birth control. What are the ways, what are the types of birth control methods? First one is temporary and the second one is permanent. Temporary methods are natural, chemical, mechanical, hormonal barrier methods. So these are all natural birth control methods. Permanent method, if you see, that is permanent method, after that the couple cannot give birth to babies, that is permanent. That is surgical sterilization method, that is surgical. So the two methods, one is tubectomy, that is done in women, and vasectomy, that is done in men. So I will explain these two methods later.